Today, I will talk about Mongolian rare book collections in a Mongolian University library. The Mongolian Tripitaka collected by our library is a national level protected cultural relic at present. There are about 10 sets of Mongolian Tripitaka in the world. It has over 100 volumes. The version in our library is the most complete one. We are the other versions. There is one in the Botla Palace in Lhasa in Tibet, the Library of Inner Mongolian Autonomous Region, the Library of Inner Mongolia Academy of Social Sciences, the National Library in the National Palace of Nationalities in Beijing. At abroad, Mongolia has one set, India has one set, and Harvard University has one set. The contents of the Tripitaka are Buddhism, philosophy, literature, language, art, medicine, astrological calendar, etc. In fact, it is an encyclopedia. In history, China has translated it in 4 languages, such as Chinese, Mongolian, Tibetan, and Uyghur. The Tripitaka of ancient India is not completely preserved, and there are almost no complete ones left there. However, in China, the complete Tripitaka has been preserved, namely the Chinese version, the Tibetan version, the Mongolian version, and the cultural and the Uyghur version. Therefore, it is the best to retain the relatively complete Buddhist cultural classics in China. The Mongolian Tripitaka is translated by referring to the ancient Sanskrit, Chinese, Tibetan, and Uyghur versions. So, its content is the most abundant and complete and the success of the previous versions, and it is also includes Mongolian traditional literature review, poems, medicine, astronomical calendar, and other aspects. So the Mongolian Tripitaka is extremely rich in its content. This document is of great reference value to the traditional research on Mongolian cultural heritage, language, printing, and other aspects. The study of Mongolian language and literature is one of the most popular majors in Inner Mongolia University, and it is one of the main supporting literature is the very classic. Although the Mongolian Tripitaka is Buddhist literature, it can be said to be an encyclopedia. It is also a testimony of cultural exchanges with other nationalities. Among them, there is also the content of natural science. At present, about 50% or 60% of the content of Mongolian medicine is inherited from the very book. No matter what aspect you study, it has high research and reference value. This is a gift given by Premier Zhou Lai to the Library of Inner Mongolia University in 1959. It is a reprint of the Beijing woodcut Tibetan Tripitaka. Therefore, the national level, various partner colleges and relevant departments have been supporting the construction of our library's collection of these kind of resources. This is the secret history of the Yuan dynasty, formerly known as the secret history of Mongols, which was written around 1240. However, due to various historical reasons, the so-called first version of Mongolian secret history was lost. At the beginning of the Ming dynasty, when the Yongle Greek dictionary was compiled, the secret history of Mongols was spelled into a book in Chinese characters called The Secret History of the Yuan Dynasty, and incorporated into the Yongle Greek Dictionary or Yongle Dadian. Therefore, it is also called The Secret History of the Yuan Dynasty. The secret history of Mongols is mainly about the formation, development, and growth of the Mongolian nation. At that time, the Mongol people established the world empire, that is, the Great Mongolian Empire. Therefore, part of the world history is also written in this book. Without the preservation of the secret history of Mongols, transcribed in Chinese characters, it is likely that this period of Mongolian history is unclear or forgotten. The secret history of Mongols is one of the most important historical documents in the world, as well as one of the three classic works of Mongolian language, literature, and history. Therefore, all ethnic groups have contributed their own contributions to the inheritance of Mongolian national cultural heritage. Therefore, it is a miracle and great contribution that the secret history of Mongols, transcribed in Chinese and well preserved. That is also a witness to the development of multi-ethnic cultural exchanges at present. There are more than 50 countries in the world studying the Mongolian studies, one of which main theme is the secret history of Mongols, which has actually formed a separate discipline. These are the four masterpieces of Chinese classical literature, and in Mongolian translation version. This is the Shui Hu Zhuan, or All Men Are Brothers, a novel handwritten in brush during the Qing dynasty. This is the Sangguo Ye, or Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and this is the third Mongolian version of Xiyu Ji, or Journey to the West, copied or translated in 1813, which is the only one preserved in the world. This is Hong Lo Meng, or A Dream of Red Mansions, translated by Hasbo, a Mongolian modern literary critic and translator at the end of the Qing dynasty. He simplified and translated the original 120 chapters of A Dream of Red Mansions into just 40 chapters of Mongolian version of 8. But none of its contents were missing. In addition, his comments are attached to the back of each chapter. These comments are considered as the beginning of the history of Mongolian literary criticism. Therefore, the historical position of this document is particularly high. These are the four masterpieces of Mongolian classical literature. This is the Beijing woodcut version of Epic Gesir in 1716. It is the longest heroic epic in the world, one of the 3 Chinese heroic epics and one of the peaks of Mongolian classical literature. This is Epic Jungle, one of China's 3 heroic epics and one of the 3 peaks of Mongolian classical literature. These are Huk Sotr or the Blue Chronicle and Negin Dafkar Asr or the one-story pavilion written by Injan Nashi. He is a famous Mongolian writer in near modern times. This man is particularly proficient in ancient Han Chinese literature and Chinese classical literature. He studied the literary creation techniques of A Dream of Red Mansions by Cao Xueqin and created the one-story pavilion with the theme of the court life of Mongolian nobles. This book is the first novel in the history of Mongolian literature considered. This is the digital version of our Mongolian Tripitaka. This work has took 10 years to be completed. The Mongolian Tripitaka has 109 volumes in total. At present, Inner Mongolia University Library has collected more than 2,000 items of Mongolian ancient their books and documents, and has completed about 60% of its digitization. This work has provided a very favorable condition for the subsequent digital rescue, protection, inheriting, development, and utilization. Okay, thank you.